Ford just pulled off a wild move, dropping a diesel-powered Ranger Super Duty into the mid-size truck world for under $50,000, and now the industry's spinning. With 405 horsepower, a 3.0-liter turbo diesel engine, it's punching way above its weight. Did Ford just outdo the Maverick, or did they build something no one else can touch? Ford went off script and dropped something no one saw coming. The 2026 Ranger Super Duty isn't just another trim or an overpriced gimmick with all the bells and whistles. Here's the kicker. It doesn't just challenge the Maverick, it overpowers it. In fact, it reaches so far into the heavy-duty tier that even some F-150s should start sweating. And Ford's vision is to be more productive. This is a brand new class, a mid-size truck with heavy-duty DNA, built from the chassis up to do serious work. It's designed for the people who don't want to compromise, who need real capability, but don't want a full-size truck swallowing their garage and gas budget. Ford didn't just gamble here, they went all in. The Maverick gave us fuel efficiency and urban practicality. The Ranger Super Duty? It's bringing raw torque, best-in-class payload, and towing numbers that sound made up. So, what exactly is this thing? The Ranger Super Duty is a heavy-duty mid-size pickup, a phrase that's never even existed in the market until now. It's not a Maverick upgrade, it's not an F-150 downgrade, it's a category bender. Built on a reinforced work-rated chassis, this truck is clearly aimed at pros, contractors, ranchers, and serious off-roaders, people who normally jump straight to the Super Duty line. But now, they've got another option, one that's smaller, tighter, and somehow still beastly. Ford could have played it safe, but they didn't. They dropped a 3.0-liter turbo diesel V6 into a mid-size frame and tuned it to spit out 405 horsepower. That's not a typo. That's more horsepower than some base F-150S. More important? It's got the torque to back it up, and the numbers get crazier from here. The Ranger Super Duty can tow up to 9,920 pounds. That's not just good for a mid-size, that's borderline absurd. That's more than double what the Maverick can pull, even with the tow package. And it doesn't stop at towing. The payload capacity? Also 9,920 pounds. Yes, same number. It's rated for a gross vehicle mass of 4,500 kilograms. Add in a gross combined mass of 8,000 kilograms. That's over 17,600 pounds of total work-ready weight. And you start realizing this isn't a lifestyle truck. It's a professional tool disguised as a mid-size pickup. Let's be clear, Ford is not aiming this at the weekend Home Depot crowd. The Maverick still owns that space. Cheap, hybrid-powered, 37 miles per gallon, no-nonsense utility for urban buyers. And that's fine. But the Ranger Super Duty? It's targeting the people who haul real loads, drive rough terrain, and actually need the power under the hood. And yet, it's not a bloated workhorse either. This isn't a full-size truck that's been shrunk down. It's something new, something built specifically for the middle ground. You get heavy-duty power without the full-size headaches. And that might be the boldest thing Ford has done in years. Because the industry didn't ask for this. No one was begging for a heavy-duty mid-size. But now that it's here, every other truck suddenly feels like it's missing something. The Ranger Super Duty doesn't try to be everything to everyone. It picks a lane, hardcore capability, and dominates it. It's not a soft ride. It's not overly pretty. It doesn't care about TikTok interiors. What it does care about? Payload, towing, torque, and being the toughest mid-size truck this industry has ever seen. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the garage, how the 2026 Ranger Super Duty stacks up against Ford's own darling, the Maverick. Because once you line these two up, it becomes very clear they're not playing the same game. They're not even in the same stadium. Let's start with what's under the hood. The Maverick is rocking a 2.5-liter hybrid, putting out a modest but respectable 191 horsepower. It's smart, it's efficient, and it sips gas like it's on a diet. 37 miles per gallon combined, which is insane for a pickup. But the Ranger Super Duty? It's packing a 3.0-liter turbo diesel V6 with 405 horsepower, and more importantly, a mountain of torque designed to move actual stuff. On paper, sure, the Maverick wins at the gas station. But the Ranger Super Duty is built to win at the job site. The Maverick's top towing capacity is 4,000 pounds, and its payload taps out around 1,500 pounds. And that's if you add the optional tow package and bribe it with premium gas. The Ranger Super Duty, though, it tows 9,920 pounds and hauls an identical 9,920 pounds payload. Because it doesn't just go to work, it shows up early and stays late. That's a difference of nearly 6,000 pounds in payload alone. But here's the real kicker. These trucks aren't even aimed at the same buyer. The Maverick is for your average commuter who doesn't want to drive an SUV and still needs a bed for weekend Home Depot runs. It's for first-time truck owners, city drivers, maybe someone who just discovered camping and got really into roof tents. And that's fine. It's affordable, smart, and surprisingly capable for its size. Now the Ranger Super Duty, that's for the serious crowd. Contractors, off-roaders, overlanders, ranchers, rural business owners, folks who don't want or need a full-size F-150 but still need to haul real weight, traverse muddy terrain, and work out of their truck every single day. It's the answer to a question that no other automaker even bothered to ask. What if we gave work truck power to the mid-size class? Ford didn't just slide a beefier engine into a smaller frame and call it a day. They created a new lane, somewhere between Maverick practicality and F-150 dominance. And there's no competition in this space right now. And here's where things get wild. This truck isn't just for America. The Ranger Super Duty is global-minded. Its compact dimensions and massive strength make it a perfect fit for South America, Europe, and Asia, where full-size pickups are too expensive, too wide, or just not allowed on certain roads. In other words, Ford didn't just build a niche truck for U.S. contractors. They may have built the next global workhorse, a worldwide bestseller disguised as a category experiment. Now let's talk mindset, because the Maverick and Ranger Super Duty represent two completely different design philosophies. The Maverick is all about simplicity with purpose. It's minimalist. You get what you need, no more, no less. Fuel savings, digital dashboard, and affordable price tag. It's the smartphone of trucks, compact, user-friendly, and great for daily use. The Ranger Super Duty is engineered in excess. It's not about doing just enough. It's about going way past what anyone thought a mid-sized truck could do. It's overbuilt on purpose. Durability, torque, toughness. That's the goal. It doesn't try to compete with the Maverick. It tries to dwarf it in function, and it succeeds. Which leads us to one of the most shocking parts. This truck blurs the line between midsize and full-size. Seriously. The payload capacity alone rivals F-250 territory. That's not a midsize stat. That's a "why is this not illegal" stat. Its chassis and suspension are reinforced and upgraded, borrowing heavily from Ford's heavy-duty engineering. This isn't some stretched-out version of the Ranger you already know. It's a purpose-built machine, made to take a beating and keep going. Ford isn't just filling a gap here. They're redefining the entire category. This isn't a Maverick competitor. It's not an F-150 challenger. It's a workhorse built like a full-size, priced like a mid-size, and sized to fit almost anywhere. It outperforms most of its rivals in its segment, and even makes trucks above it look a little soft. And that's the problem for everyone else. Because the Ranger Super Duty doesn't play fair. It steals customers from both ends. Compact truck buyers who want more muscle, and full-size truck owners who are sick of overpaying for oversized metal. It's too capable for the mid-size class, too efficient for the heavy-duty class, and now, surprise, it's threatening to steal fleet contracts, commercial buyers, and even international market share. The rulebook just got shredded. The old thinking, bigger is better, doesn't really hold up anymore. Ford just proved that smarter might be better. Now, every other truck maker is scrambling to ask themselves, why don't our mid-sized trucks do this? Because here's the truth. Ford didn't just build a truck, they redrew the truck hierarchy. The Maverick still wins the battle for affordability and MPG, no doubt. But if you're measuring strength, durability, or work truck DNA, the Ranger Super Duty is the new alpha. It's not just back, it's leading the pack. Outro, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss that breakdown when it drops.